Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in esports. Today we have StarCraft Broodworthy's Shinhan Winners League. This is going to be SKT1 versus Hwaseung set 3. Hwaseung's Baxter has 2-0 the SKT team, although he hasn't really played anyone too hard. I believe he played TT and then someone else, I didn't really look, but now he has his work cut out for him as he is playing the Ninja Toss Bisu. Bisu's going to be spawning at the bottom left as the Protoss player in... Well, I think it was the purple Protoss, but I wasn't positive. Once we go back to that, we'll see. And at the top right is going to be the Zerg player, Baxter. Baxter, fairly good player. He's been around kind of for a while, but definitely playing his part on the Hwaseung's team. He's going to be spawning in white, and Bisu is in purple, which does not match the overlay. Why would it? I mean, honestly, why would it? But yeah, so he's going to be spawning in white, Bisu in purple Protoss, and I'm just going to take Bisu on this one because he has spawned in purple, and he is very good in PvZ matchups. Looks like we are scouting in the right directions for both players. And, you know, Baxter, I mean, Hwaseung really needs someone to step up, and Baxter looks like he is stepping up for Hwaseung. Haya, I believe, just got voted MVP of the week, the weekly MVP or something like that. I watched a little bit of the preview show. Bisu got monthly MVP from SKT1. But besides Haya and Jaedong, and especially Jaedong, Haya's not really doing that great. He's doing okay. Really, Hwaseung needs someone else to step up and kind of take the pressure off of Jaedong, because Jaedong is just getting whittled down farther and farther and farther, and it really just shows in his individual league play and in his Pro League Winners League play, because I mean, Hydra playing very well in the semifinals of the PDPop MSL, but Jaedong was the overwhelming favorite. We had to forge into Nexus for Bisu, but yeah, Jaedong being the overwhelming favorite, overwhelming favorite, as the semifinals was all Zerg, and Jaedong is the best ZVZ player to ever play the game. So absolutely insane there. We do have a expansion going on at the bottom right for Baxter. He has only 2 Zerglings, and so Bisu's going to see this, going to be able to put down that Nexus like he did. He's also going to probably only have to get 1 cannon into his gateway, which is what we see. Looks like Baxter is expanding at his natural as well, getting that extractor for that extra gas, and just very standard play here. It looks like Baxter's trying to go a little bit more econ, probably in an attempt to get ready for those zealots. Players have kind of steered away from the actual rush of the zealots, but they're still going for that +1 speed and that +1 attack, and kind of attacking with a little bit more Archon army with Templar and stuff like that. Not really a rush, but kind of more of a later timing attack. This probe looks like it's going to be able to scout this bottom right base. Know that Baxter is double expanding, and he's going to be able to react accordingly. I mean, he really could assume so. Like I always say, you really just kind of assume that the Zerg player is going to double expand in a PvZ matchup. That base is almost up and running for Bisu now, and pretty soon he's going to get out his Corsairs and fight off some Overlords, and then have to retreat because of Scourge. Just really super standard play. Good Overlord placement by Baxter. He's just out of reach of that cannon, but still is in vision of the front. We have the Cybernetics core going up now for Bisu. No, almost gets surrounded by those Zerglings, but not quite. And oh yeah, in other news, I'm going to be playing Combat X. I don't know if you guys read my comments on Moletrap SC2 account when Combat X played HD for the OSL GSL final parties in Toronto and Berkeley, I believe, respectively. And I'm going to be playing him in the Waterloo versus CSU match, the CSL match this Saturday, so that's going to be awesome. There might be some live casting involved, but I'm definitely going to post that VOD. Even if I lose, if I win, that would be awesome. But I mean, he is ranked 40th in North America and 162 on the top 200 list, well, at least on SC2 rankings. So that is pretty insane. He's a very, very good player. But you know how my feelings are about him. I actually had a rant before one of my commentaries as well. 2 Zealots to block off that space between the Forge and the Gateway. Going to be able to do so very effectively. Starport now just, or Stargate rather, just now morphing in. And Corsairs are probably going to be on their way ASAP. We have another hatch going down. Going to kind of close off that choke by the natural expansion, and not a lot of Zerglings, not a lot of forces for Baxter, but he really doesn't need it. He really doesn't need that many forces out. I also have casted the MSL finals with Deja Vu, so those VODs should be up on his channel in the near future, so if you want to go check that out, please do so on his account and show some love. This Corsair is going to be able to pick off that Overlord. We have another hatch going down, as well as a Hydralisk Den for possibly one of two things. He either could go for something like a Lurkerling push, or he could go, or a Lurkerling Muta push, or he could go just straight Hydra push. We do have the Evo Chamber coming, which means he probably is going to be able to get some early upgrades if he wants to go for, say, ranged missile attacks for his ground units. Hydralisk Den is now done, and just depending on how many Hydralisks he makes is we're really going to see if he's going to go for something like a Hydra push or Lurkers. Able to pick off, I believe, 3 Overlords, so that's very, very good for Bisu, and I believe he's going to go for a Hydra push just because I don't think he has a Spire. I don't think he got a Spire at all, and that's why these Corsairs are able to pick off so many Overlords, because there's no Scourge to chase them off. And so, I mean, he could go for a Ling Lurker, definitely viable. Might go for some Hydras and then throw some Lurkers in there as well. But really, if you don't have the Mutas to support, it's not nearly as good, in my opinion. Might have actually caught that probe and trapped that in there. Hopefully not. Hopefully that probe can get out of there. But Zerglings is kind of working in the mid-ground. We do see Bisu moving out with a few Zealots, just kind of pick and prod a little bit. Moving in here, going to be able to take the Hydros off guard, but he's going to have to back off. Able to pick off one drone. Very nice job by Bisu, not losing any Zealots. Very nice job by him. We have about 5 hatches, so we could see 5 hatch Hydra builds in the very, very near future. Just really depends on his mood and what he thinks he can do. If he thinks he can break the front of Bisu, which is fairly secure. I mean, those if he gets Lurkers, which it looks like he might be doing, those were hatchery eggs, though. We have a Templar Archives down for Bisu, but what I was saying is he's going to be able to range those cannons if he does get Lurkers and take down that Gateway and the Forge. So that might be a little bit of a better option, because I don't know. With enough Hydras, you can definitely break that front, though. Here comes Bisu coming in again on the offensive with Corsairs and Zealots in the mix. He's going to be able to pick off a lot of Overlords, and it's probably going to supply block Baxter. Oh no, but losing a lot of his Zealots. Needs to micro a little bit better. Lost a few Zealots, but a lot of Hydras going down for Baxter. Baxter in a little bit of trouble. Able to clean up those Zealots finally, but a big Corsair army for Bisu. Throwing up another cannon just for some extra defense. It looks like we have Overlord speed researched, so it might be going for something like a Doom Drop. This play is just kind of goofy. He's kind of in the middle, kind of an awkward spot where he doesn't really have his Spire up. He is going for a drop in the main. Is Bisu ready for this? I don't think so. I don't know if he has anything in his main. Hydralisk and Zerglings moving in. He does realize this finally. Bisu looking very, very confident, though. He's going to be able to output a number of Zealots and probably deal with this as long as he doesn't just march them in there one by one. He's just going to be able to surround. The Templar comes in, needs to pick off some swords. Oh, one of the Templar gets picked off. The other Templar might pick it off. Okay, Storm there, not really the best Storm. Here comes the Hydralisk backing up, doing a little bit of micro, but the speed lots are just so effective. There is a DT in the mix as well, and this is going to get cleaned up. I don't think that this was economically sound for Baxter at all. He's going to lose all these Hydralisks, not really doing too much damage. He did pick off 2 of the High Templar, doing a very, very nice job there. But just losing those Hydralisks and not really doing a whole heck of a lot. Corsairs trying to come in at the Overlords, but the Hydralisks are there to defend. And we kind of have a little bit of a reset. Both players just going to macro up a little bit. But no, it looks like Bisu might be going on the offensive yet again, just wanting to take down this front Looks like possibly a sunken, no, a spore colony morphing in at the front. So this is going to be bad for Baxter because that's not a sunken, and he's going to be able to deter the Corsairs. Really not going to be able to do anything about this frontal army. He is reinforcing with more Hydralisks from the south. Needs to make sure that his High Templar don't get caught off guard. There is a DT in the mix. The spore colony does have sight as well as the Overlords do, but more Zealots streaming in. Oh, pretty good storm there, actually, picking off about 3 or 4 Hydralisks, and Baxter in some trouble here, just going pure Zealot Templar with Corsairs, able to supply block his opponent as well as just take down these Hydralisks, and he's in a ton of trouble, man. Baxter is in a lot of trouble. Don't know what he can do at this point in time. He looks like he is reinforcing with units from the south, building more Hydralisks, more Zerglings probably, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. He's already lost about 2 drones, might lose a few more. Another Hydralisk goes down, and oh man, just Bisu keeps streaming in Zealots. His Corsairs doing work, and Baxter, GG's. So Bisu just on top of his game still, just playing really, really well lately. And that Zealot push, that later Zealot push, not really even the rush, but that later Zealot push, super, super hard to defend against, and Baxter just in a really awkward spot, didn't get Aspire at all, and really those Corsairs just did so much damage in terms of his economy, making him use Larva on Overlords, and that was pretty much the game. That's going to be it for me, guys. Stay tuned for MSL Finals on Deja Vu's account, as well as me versus Combat X in the CSL. That's be it. Lates.